Alright, so here's the equipment you're going to need for Lab 8 greenhouse effect. First thing you see here are these containers, so make sure you grab 2 of them. They should already have some dirt in there. I used 1 scoop of dirt, and so make sure that it's just evenly spaced out on the bottom there. So 2 of those containers with dirt. You'll need about a 1-foot piece of plastic wrap and a rubber band. You'll probably use a 1/2 meter stick. And pick up one of the thermal cameras with the lightning extender. You'll use your iPad and the FLIR One app. And then for the light bulb setup, it's going to be very similar to Lab 7, where you'll need to clamp a 150 watt clear light bulb. Just aim it down at the container. So that's the equipment you'll use. Alright, well, the purpose of this lab is to test the effect of a planet with an atmosphere versus a planet without an atmosphere. And so in our case, the planet, so to speak, the model for the planet is this container here. So again, space out the dirt evenly on there, and then take one of the containers and go ahead and attach the atmosphere, which is going to be the saran wrap. All right, very good. And then the other one is just going to be open like that. So there you go. All right, so before we run the experiment, what we want to do is we want to get the initial temperature, which should be the same for both of them, but we're going to use our thermal camera for that. So go ahead and attach the thermal camera to your iPad and open the FLIR One app. Okay. So I've attached the FLIR One camera and I've turned it on, aimed it at myself just to show that it's working. And now I'm going to hover it over the 2 setups here, and then take a picture of that and then get the thermal data. So my iPad's giving quite a lot of heat off, but I think that's going to be okay for my picture. In your setup, you should probably have your iPad farther away. All right, then I'm going to just double check that that worked. And so what I'm going to do, all right, here, is edit. All right, and then I'm going to check the temperature. It should be very similar for both, and it should be roughly room temperature. So 22.5 degrees Celsius. Not critical if you use Celsius or Fahrenheit, but typically we've used Celsius in the past. And 22.7 degrees Celsius. So good. We're within 0.2 degrees for both of them, maybe 22.6 or maybe 0.1 or 0.2 degrees. That's good. So it looks like we're ready to start the experiment. All right, so what you're going to want to do now is get this set up so that everything is in line. So you want the center of the bulb to be directly between these. All right, set them up as equally as possible as you can. All right, double check that the distances make sense. So I'd probably put this at about 15 centimeters. All right, and then you just walk around the setup, making all the minor adjustments you need to make sure that it's as evenly spaced as possible. If you don't do that, you run the risk of just not getting data that makes sense. On your iPad, open up a timer app, and you're gonna have the light bulb on for 10 minutes. So here's start the timer, turn on the light bulb, and let 10 minutes go by. All right, so timer's almost up for the first 10-minute section. It'd be good to, just make sure that camera's ready. All right, which it's not, so I'm going to turn the camera back on. All right, my timer's going off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart the timer now for my 10-minute lights off period. Start. Okay, I'm going to turn the light off. And as soon as possible after I turn that light off, I want to get the temperature reading. So I'm going to swing the light bulb away, get it out of the way, open up my FLIR 1 app. All right, and then I'm going to get my thermal image of those two conditions. Just want to show you, I don't think it showed what I was doing there. I guess it'd be good to know which was which. Okay, there's the saran wrap on this one, or the plastic wrap. Yeah, we'll do that one first. So I can write down, I can kind of move around in here and figure out what the highest temperature is. So I've got like 37.6 and about 33.5. Again, you just have to kind of move it around, figure out where you're going to take the readings from. But it definitely, for me, it definitely got warmer in the condition with the wrap, the plastic wrap. All right, so I'm going to put that in my data. And at the end of 10 minutes of cooling, all right, without the light bulb on, I'm going to take another image. All right, when the timer gets down there for the light off 10-minute period, make sure that your FLIR 1 app is all set and that your camera is turned on, because it turns off when it's not in use. So again, get that camera on. All right, so the timer's going to go off any second now. So I'm going to get my image for the after the darkness period or the light off period. Got it? All right. The timer just went off, and I'm going to set it again for another 10 minutes for the light on period. So there we go. I'm going to bring the light back over, get everything lined up, and plug the light bulb in. And this is going to be the third and final time period. Make sure everything's in line, just like it was before. All right, so time's almost up again. This is the third time period, the light on. So I'm going to just, well, it's light on, light off, light on again. So I'm going to make sure that the camera's on, because it always turns off if I'm not using it. All right, good. Timer just went off. Done with that. So what I'm going to do now is turn off the light and get the light bulb out of the way. Okay, open up the FLIR 1 app and take my last thermal image. All right, so just to show you, I've got 4 images total. This is the before image. This is after the first 10-minute time period. The light was on. Here's after the light was off for 10 minutes. And here's when the light was on again for the last 10-minute time period. Okay, since you're going to be manually entering those data points, go to Create Experiment and Manual Entry.